Welcome to day 9 of the 30-day yoga challenge. Let's begin by getting comfortable in a seated position. Moving your shoulders to where they feel they are stacked above the hips. Positioning your head with a level chin, bringing your ears to stack above your shoulders. Engage with the sound of your breath, creating sound in the throat. And as the sound moves through the center line of the body, you can visualize that the inhale moves down the spine and that the exhale is moving up the spine. Yourself more and more into the present moment by following the sensations of your breath. Bring the hands together in front of the heart and just take a moment to identify why you're doing this. And if you're not sure why, are you at least available to receive the benefits from connecting to your body? So this practice about receiving ourselves, there's a lot of intelligence, there is a lot of information for us to tune into, and it starts with just being present in our body. We'll open the class with a single Om, combining the sounds Ah, O, Let's stand up on our feet to start today. And bringing the feet together, let's cross the left foot over the right foot. And reaching up, grab your left wrist with your right hand and looking to the left. Start to bring your reach upwards, straightening out the legs. Opening the fingers and toes. Running the breath through the sides of your body. And exhale, release release back to center. The arms can come down and we'll uncross the feet. Let's go right foot over the left. And maybe just standing with your feet crossed is challenging, so just reaching the arms up, and you can begin the pose by grabbing the right wrist and pulling up. As you really press down into the feet, lengthen through the reach of your feet and hands. Slightly turn the torso, turn the head to look to the right. And our head is in front of the arm. We'll pull the arm back. And then start to explore the side body. Lengthening, engaging, dancing with the breath. Inhale, come back up to center and release the arms and uncross the legs. Let's take the feet apart into a squat, and we'll make sure that the knees are moving outwards, and we'll lift the toes to keep the ankles balanced. So as you push the knees open, keeping weight on the inside of the ankle. And from this position, can you bring the hips back, lean the chest forward with straight arms. On our exhale, push the right shoulder in front of the face and push the left shoulder behind. And within your twist, try to lengthen the spine and use the exhale to hug the abdomen in towards the spine. Back to center, inhale, and we'll move to the other side, pushing the left shoulder towards the front of the face and the right shoulder behind. Still, my knees are moving apart. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, exhaling to hug the abdomen in towards the spine. And then we'll come back and stand up and step to the front of the mat. So let's take the hands behind the back, clasping the fingers together. And if you can't clasp your fingers together, you can grab your wrists. Again, if you're grabbing your wrist, keep your hands open, keep your shoulders rolling back, and just breathing here. Finding length through the legs. Slightly tipping your hips forward, pressing the thighs towards the back of your mat. Rolling the shoulders back. And exhale, release the arms. So we'll move into sun salutation A 3 times. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back and lower down. Inhale, halfway lift or all the way. Exhale, downward dog.
start with a little bend in the knees. Then take your chest a little bit heavier towards the floor. Then really start to drop the heels. Look forward, step through. Inhale, halfway lift.
And exhale, fold.
Stand up, reaching.
And exhale, arms beside you. Inhale. Exhale.
Inhale. Exhale.
Inhale. Exhale.
Step forward, inhale, half lift.
And exhale, fold.
Inhale, reaching up.
And exhale, releasing the arms. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold.
Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga.
Inhale, up.
Exhale, down. Step your right foot forward and stand up
Into a high lunge. And try to get clear extension through the inside and outside of your back heel. Yeah, with your right hand on your right hip, pushing the hip down to sit a little deeper. Take the left arm, reach it up, palm facing forward. And as you sit down, can you lengthen the left side up and curve towards the right? Reach the palm up, push the heel back. Hands down to the ground.
step back into downward facing dog. Left foot stepping forward. Hands to the waist,
Standing up. You're bringing your torso back to stack above your hips. Lots of extension through your back heel. Elbows and shoulders can point back. And we'll take the right arm up, palm facing forward. Think about pushing more through your back heel and reaching up through the palm. Nothing is collapsing on your left side. You're supporting rise and extension through your right side. Exhale, hands to the ground.
inhale high plank.
And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And
exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, step forward, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale. So we'll take the left foot back, warrior B. So a little bit, the right hip is coming back and the right thigh is moving forward. And we'll reach into the side angle. So reaching as much as you can. Trying to get deeper into the crease of that right hip. Angling your thigh with the foot. Bring your elbow down to stack. And we'll take the arm beside the face, rotating the palm down, push into your knee and rotate the belly open towards the ceiling. This is supported by pushing your knee open and tilting your hips forward. Really press your left thigh back to the space behind you. Breathing deeply here. Support the head by rising up from the press in your right arm. And inhale, come all the way back up. Step forward. Right foot stepping back. My whole foot is planted. And as I deepen the lunge, I end up with my knee above my ankle. And think about the hip is tilting back, but the thigh is moving forward. Reaching your left arm, placing the elbow onto the knee. And sometimes the chest sticks way out and the butt sticks way back. So bring the front of the belly in, bring your hips forward. And as you push into the left elbow, open the belly. So the right arm is turning in, but we're opening front of the pelvis and the belly, the rib cage. Nice straight line from foot to hand. Inhale, come back up. Step forward. Take your left foot back. And we're going to bring the knee down to the ground. And we can bring the knee up in a second. Let's see if we can go hands on the ground and deepen the lunge. And then lift your chest a bit. So if you can't quite get there, you could maybe put a book under the hand and then maybe get there. So we're going to go left leg up. Put some weight back there. And I'm going to press down into my left hand and either hand on the knee, push the shoulder open, or, well, let's focus on what needs to happen first. Really bringing your knee and your arm towards each other to roll your right shoulder back. So a hand can be on the thigh, or if the arm can open, really opening from the belly and the squeezing of the thigh and the inner arm. Exhale, come back down. Step forward, stand up, inhale. And exhale. Right foot's gonna step back. Okay, and then we'll bring the knee down to the ground. Hands on the floor or blocks. Okay, higher up is easier. Of course, you can go lower. And we'll keep the hand close in. So as you push down, bring your right shoulder closer to center line. Bringing the thigh and the arm together. Open the chest, hand can be on the knee, or if you can reach, involves more press down through one hand and up through the other. Exhale, come back, step forward, stand up, inhale, and exhale. Let's just take a few deep breaths here. So let's take a vinyasa and we'll move to downward dog. We'll stay in downward dog. Now in downward dog, bring your feet together. I'm just going to do this so you can see. Bring your feet together and try to lift up your toes. If that's not possible, don't worry. The bright side is it's not going to get more uncomfortable. We're already here, addressing the discomfort by moving towards center line, by moving towards length in the spine, by lengthening through the hands and feet, through the arms and legs. So I'm going to keep the hips up and the chest down, and then I'm going to turn my feet. They stick together, I stay on the side of my foot, I'm not dropping my hips, I'm still kind of lifting my hips, but I'm turning the direction of my feet and really pushing into my left hand to lengthen through the left side of my body. Okay, my weight's not falling over, just my hips are turning so I can really press into the left hand. Keep bringing the chest down and the hips up, lengthen the legs, and bring it back to center. So it's just a small movement, the feet stay together. I let the hips come to the side, but I really lengthen through my right side. My weight in my chest is still right in the middle of both hands. And then come back to center. We'll lower down onto the belly. So lowering down onto your mat. And let's just stick the elbows underneath the shoulders. And we'll take the shoulders back and just cobra. So in cobra, I want you to press your hips towards the ground and try to rise up through the sides of the ribs.
small hugging in of the elbows to push further through the inner arm, through the sides of the neck. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll come into high plank. So I'm going to keep the legs straight, but I'm going to come onto the side of the left foot and step my right foot in front. And I want the right foot right under my knee. So I need that knee to open so I can push down. And I don't want to spend any time being bent out of shape. So straighten out. Okay, the arm is straight, every finger is engaged. The bicep is rolling open a bit. My shoulders are open. And I'm really all the work is under here. Lifting up and opening the right side, the top side. Really work the side of your body on the left side to stretch open the right side. This foot can really help, but you are bringing the thighs closer together to express the outsides of the body. And exhale, come back down. That's great. Downward facing dog. And we'll come into high plank again. We turn to the side. The arms stay straight. And I try to stack both shoulders. Step the left foot right. And I gotta look at that 90-degree angle with my knee and my foot. The side of my foot is flexing because I'm moving towards pushing the foot flat on the ground. But that's not necessarily where you need to go. So lift the hip up, open the shoulders back, every finger, every toe, opening the palms of the hands, opening the arches of the feet. Work the bottom of the side to open the top side. Then we'll come back to center, really good. Downward facing dog. And come into pigeon, right knee coming forward, walking the left leg back. So one thing is in pigeon, if it's quite difficult for you, you can lessen the tension by bending the knee a little bit more and then sitting with the heel close to the sit bone. The further away the foot is from the sit bone, the more intense the rotation of your leg outwards. So breathing deeply here. If you're going to do more intensity, it's important to ground the back of the right hip. You're trying to shift the weight kind of towards your back pockets. Without cranking on your back. Lengthen through the sides of your body. Move into downward facing dog. Switch sides, the left knee coming forward, the right leg walking back. So the top of the back foot can be reaching, or the toes can be tucked. Make sure the knee is grounded and the sit bone is grounded. My foot needs to be awake. Some of you may be pointing the foot, create length on the top of the foot, or maybe flexing through the heel. Depends on how your leg functions. Sometimes you need more length on one side than the other. And so we try to bring our mind into the body, but create a effortless observation. So although you're experiencing discomfort, there's ease in the face. You know, there's a light side to relaxing into the discomfort. And you can find a lot of freedom just by bringing length and space to the sides of your body with your breathing, lengthening the side seams of the torso. And then we'll push back into downward facing dog. You can move through a vinyasa. And then we're going to lay on the front. And the arms are going to reach forward. And we'll bring the legs together. So it's kind of like we're trying to walk our fingertips forward and our toes are trying to reach back a bit. Inhale, bring your right leg up and your right arm up and your left leg. And really reach through the ankles and wrists, through every toe, every finger. Lifting from the back, not so much from the neck. And exhale, come down. Legs together, inhale, left arm and right leg. Looking towards the hand that's on the ground. And exhale, release. And let's take the arms beside us. Look towards the left. Legs are together. And we'll take the left hand in front of the face, bend the elbow. Through the push in your left hand, bring the left shoulder back away from the chest. And we'll begin to take the left leg and reach the foot to the space behind us, not above us, directly behind the pelvis. Okay, but keep your pelvis tilting forward. And maybe some of you just hang out there for a bit and breathe into the line that is being awakened. Open the hand. Okay, and if you want to go to a position where your foot plants on the floor, then we are bringing the pelvis forward a bit more. And you could even have feet together, knees trying to pull apart. It's important that you keep breathing to support a softening in the front of the shoulder and chest, opening in the hands.
then back to center. Reaching the left arm out, position the right hand in front of the face, and bring the shoulder back. Try to push it behind you, and we'll roll just the right leg because you're right on the balance point. So if you move slowly with the leg, you can kind of figure out you want to be right on that tipping point. And invite the left side of your chest to really sink into the ground and push the shoulder blade back. We can reach the right leg. Trying to isolate the reach so the leg moves, but the pelvis adjusts to tip forward. So kind of like if you tightened your butt, okay, not clenched, but kind of tightened your butt and brought it forward a bit. The knee could bend, the foot could be on the floor. That might not work. Okay, if the feet are together, maybe the knees could open more. Okay, pushing the shoulder back. These poses are rich with sensations, so use your breath to experience all the sensations. All of the sensations are essentially information. And then exhale, bring it back to center. Releasing back to center and push into child's pose. Resting. Sitting back to the heels, we'll come into a kneeling position. The tips of the toes can come onto the floor. We'll use some padding for the knees. And if you have a wall in front of you, it can be useful to see how far our hips will move forward. So I can either have my feet pressing on the tops of the feet, or the toes can be tucked. And as I move the hips forward, well, let's go tops of the feet, that might be better. Move the hips forward and lean back a bit until the tops of your feet are working to hold you there. The head can be level, but keep lifting the chest and ribs as you pull the elbows back. And keep bringing the hips towards the wall as the chest lifts up. And exhale, sit back towards the heels. And slightly rounding the spine. And we'll come back into it. So again, we want to bring the hips forward and not low back forward. Bring the hips forward, and as you bring the upper chest back, notice where the legs start to work. And I want the work in the legs to bring the hips forward more. Okay, I'm doing quite a back bend. You might be here and feeling it. Okay, but the head is not here. So make sure the head does not feel like it's being put in a stressful position. Keep opening the sides of the ribs. And then bring it back down. Hands to the knees. Rounding the back. Great. We'll come on to the back's final position. And realize that maybe if you can't get a hold of the feet, that's totally fine.
We'll start from knees, hugging the knees in, but then letting the knees be wide. So just pulling the knees in and rocking the body from side to side. And if the knees could come in far enough, then you could take a hold of the feet. So happy baby pose, and I'm bringing the heel above the knee, and above the knee, almost like my feet are flat on the ceiling, and I'm pulling the thighs back, and I'm pulling the shoulder blades back, and I'm tilting the hips back, relaxing the head. And then we'll release into Shavasana. Release into Shavasana. Get yourself very, very comfortable. Get yourself very comfortable, relax, arms away from the body. Make sure your head is level and maybe even forehead higher than the chin, so tucking your chin in slightly and relaxing the back of the head. So we're letting everything relax. And that leads us to freedom. And that freedom can lead us to clarity. Just letting your body relax. Let the space outside of your body relax. And observing the space on the inside of the body. Notice how free and clear the space on the inside of the body can be. And if there's something that doesn't feel free or clear, see if you can't soften the muscles around the location. Notice if you could relax any activity behind the eyes. Notice the quality of warmth coming from the center of your being. vibrations of light, the whole experience, the manifestation of light. Relax into light, coming from the center of your being. Allow light to be connected to any area of your body that needs more light. Starting to deepen the breath. And of course, you should know that you can stay in Shavasana throughout this last part. If you need a longer Shavasana, just continue to lay there and you can get up when you like. So we can move on to our sides if you choose. And use both hands to help you up to a seated position. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. And just finding gratitude at the center of yourself. And really moving it outwards so that it's the lens that you see through. So expanding gratitude so that it becomes the lens that you're seeing through. Namaste.